matchup right here, but the way we've been playing and shooting, other kids mixing in with Darian, Tripp playing really well, and John and Cole, just the whole team. Darius doing the dirty work down there. So we're going to have an opportunity, but our Region 2 refs step into this role and help us as a tournament as well, and it's tough on them because they don't see games like that too much where they're having to make try to make the best call they can make with a fast-paced game. But the fans, the Caldwell Crazies over there right now, and them being here as well. But we've had gatekeepers that I don't even know who all they are out there helping people get in. We've had concession stand laborers. We've had cafeteria laborers. And then this morning, most people won't really know much about what happened this morning, but we had one of our, we've been complimented by guys already, coaches already, and players that didn't have to compliment for the event that went on this morning at HR Ministries and FBC, First Baptist Church sponsored, where we had every team except one that traveled attended. So about 300 people in there, and they all got a gift bag. They all got a couple books. We gave away $300 worth of iTunes gift cards. So that was a great part of this event that the team seemed to really like. And then, of course, just our sponsors that are on the board, that it's too many to read, but we've been talking about them all through the day for 2 days now. And, if they don't participate, from the title sponsor all the way down to the $25 sponsor, it just don't go as well, and Caldwell don't raise as much money. So that's what it's all about for the kids and helping them in all sports, your volleyballs, your tennises, and, the things that aren't necessarily your mainstream sport, that get a little of this funding to help them be the best program that they can be. So Caldwell should be proud of this. I hope that they are, and we look forward to returning after maybe Caldwell get this win tonight. We look forward to I will start already trying to recruit teams for next year. I immediately invited for a second repeat to Webb because their two best players are juniors. Keon Johnson, he's a top 25 player in the country, and he's a junior. And then his teammate number 3, JJ, he's a junior as well. So I don't know if they'll be able to make it a double trip, but if they can make it a repeat, we're going to have them back.
Well, we've heard rumors that you're starting to get requests from teams instead of having to get on the horn and beg and borrow and bargain, trying to get a team here. The teams are saying, hey, we've heard about this. We would like to come up here. Is that true?
Sapulpa, I was talking to him, the coach, this morning, and they're a super, super high-class team, just high-character kids, high-character coach, as well as Center Hill. But he called me, and I had one spot left, and he said, hey, this is who I am. I've heard I need to try to get in your tournament. And I said, well, who are you? You call him from Oklahoma. And he said, well, we're a 6A school out here. We're pretty good. And one of the teams you had referred us to you. So I said, well, let me do a little research and check it out and see if we can put it together. And so I called him back, and I was thinking I was having to check him out, and at the same time he was checking us out because he said, well, if we're going to come that far, my AD says I got to play the best 2 teams you got. And I said, well, if you want them, that's what I'll put you on. So, you saw them last night beat Webb with a top 25 player in the country, and then you saw them tonight lose by 1 in a barn burner against the number 1 team in the state of Mississippi. So they got what they asked for, and he thanked us even just now for the matchups and the high quality and how it would help his kids go on in 6A Oklahoma. So, yeah, I think it's getting around, and folks can appreciate the fact that Caldwell County, one of the teams ate twice at Poly Eyes. I talked to Big Boys Barbershop, and some of the guys from one of the teams got their hair cut there today.
Oh, yeah.
I think Webb went to Capitol Cinemas today and went to the movie. So people dropping money in our town, which is, what we hear people asking about all the time is what can we do to create some tourism. And here you go, Caldwell County West Kentucky Hoops Classic. So what I'd ask you to do is help us raise more money next year with sponsorships, and then come to the game and enjoy it, because if anybody has left already, they didn't leave saying, man, that was no good basketball.
Yeah, they didn't waste their time.
They didn't waste their time. Matter of fact, they'll probably go home and have to stay up late just to calm down from what they've seen.
That's how Bob and I do. But, Tori, we appreciate you coming up and talking to us, and congratulations on a great tournament. We just look forward to get bigger and better every year. You've done a great job, and congratulations to your crew.
Appreciate the time y'all let me have on the radio.
All right. Thank you, Tori. Tori Hammett, tournament organizer for the West Kentucky Hoops Classic. And by no coincidence, this is the Goodwin Insurance pregame show, brought to you by Goodwin Insurance, locally owned independent insurance agency capable of handling all of your insurance needs. Contact Goodwin Insurance today for a free quote. We are about a minute 45 away from the finale of 14 games, John. So we're getting ready to get this one going. It's Clarksville Northeast Eagles taking on the Caldwell County Tigers. Bob's getting set back up on the headphones after the conversation with Tori. We appreciate Tori coming in, talking to us about this tournament. We appreciate Todd Griffin sitting in on us a little bit as we came on a little bit earlier tonight, but a lot of fun times getting to talk to those two guys. Bob's back in the headset now. About time to get down to business, Bob, as Caldwell County comes in winning 8 of their last 9. On a good roll. They're shooting the eyes out yesterday in both games, well over 50% from the field and from three-point line yesterday. It's going to have to carry over because they're about to take hold of a very athletic and quite a bit bigger Clarksville Northeast squad.
And Dennis, I think you'll appreciate this, but I've arranged for the lights to go out here for 30 minutes so your voice can build back, and nobody knows where the switches are. So.
Wow. It's been worth it. I may not be able to talk tomorrow, which some people will say, hey, that's a plus.
I've got some of these if you need those. But no, it's a exciting time for Caldwell County basketball, and at the end of a really, really prestigious, fun-filled 2-day basketball extravaganza here in Princeton, we're ready for the finale here against one of our local Caldwell County Tigers and the Clarksville Northeast Eagles.
13 seconds away from starting this one off. We're going to have the pregame starting lineup introductions, and to give you those, here's my friend and broadcast partner for the last few years, Bob Hayes.
Thank you, Dennis.
West Kentucky Hoops Classic. Our final game.
Clarksville Northeast will be the first team to be introduced here.
And the Tigers of Caldwell County.
First to be introduced here for Clarksville Northeast. They are the visitors on the scoreboard.
At guard, number 0, a sophomore, Jalen Miller.
First Eagle out is number 0, Jalen Miller. Number 1, Ty Jackson.
At guard, a sophomore, number 5, Josh.
And it's also at guard, number 5, Josh Alexander.
At forward, number 15, Tamario
At forward, number 15, Tamario Vereen. And number 30 is John Tavius Harris. Those are your 5 Eagle starters.
Head coach of Northeast, John Sligal.
And we're ready here for the Tiger introduction. The crazies are on their feet. About 80% filled over there, 90% in the crazy section. First Tiger out is number 2, Adarius Riley. Number 4 coming out, Darian Boyd. Number 5 coming out is Jamarius Blaine. Number 20, John Davis coming out. And number 22 will round out the Tigers starting lineup, and that's Caden Fralix. Teams are on the floor. This first quarter is brought to you by Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique, located next to the bowling alley here in Princeton, Kentucky. Stop by and see Pam. Also stop by and meet Jake, the store mascot. Cozy Living, everything a home should be. Officials now getting ready to move into the jump circle. And for the call here in the first quarter, my broadcast buddy, Dennis Stevens.
Thank you, Bob. Tip-off brought to you by Farless Realty. Tip up and controlled by Clarksville. So the Eagles will come down. Caldwell County, not surprisingly, starts out in a zone, Bob, as they give up size at just about every position on the court. So Caldwell County in a 2-3 zone. Clarksville works it around. They work it underneath, get it into the big guy, number 15. That's Vereen with the first 2 points. 2-0 Clarksville. The Eagles will start out man-to-man. Davis brings it across half court. Gets it over to Riley. Riley to Blaine. Top of the key to Boyd. Boyd left wing looks to drive behind the back. Shot up and good. 2-pointer. Long 2 for Darian Boyd. And we're knotted at 2 just in the first minute of the ball game. 3-point attempt off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Vereen. Another 3-point attempt from the opposite side. This one's good. And that is number 0, Jalen Miller. Caldwell County's going to have their hands full inside with Vereen. Nice cut by Boyd. Pass intercepted, though, by Vereen. And it's Jackson the other way for Clarksville. Blocking foul is going to be called on Davis. As Jackson will go to the line.
Foul is on number 20, John Davis. His first foul of the game. Ty Jackson at the line to shoot 2.
2 shots coming up for Jackson. Clarksville doesn't list the heights for any of their players, but they got a couple of guys that have to be 6'4", 6'5" range. First shot, no good. As both Alexander and Vereen well taller than Darian Boyd. And Darian's listed
Well
at 6'2".
taller, you're right, at least 2 inches.
Second shot good. 6-2 Clarksville early in this one. Davis picked up at midcourt by Harris. Gets it over to Blaine. Blaine drives the lane, shot up no good. Vereen with the rebound. And the Eagles quickly the other way. They get it back to Miller. Miller gets it over to Harris, open for 3, turns it down. Back to Jackson to Harris. Ball loose on the floor, picked up by Caldwell County on the steal. Coming the other way is Blaine with the layup, 6-4. Caldwell drops back in that 2-3 zone. Jackson to Harris. Back to Jackson, three-pointer, left wing, no good. Going up high for the rebound is Jamarius Blaine. Blaine gets it back down to Riley, wanted to take the baseline, spin move, puts the shot up, spins off, no good. Fralick had a hand on it, but Clarksville able to come down with the rebound. Drive into the lane, shot up by number 5, Alexander, no good, but he's fouled on the play, and he'll get a couple of free throws. First foul on Boyd, and Bob, that's one that absolutely cannot get in foul trouble for Caldwell County.
Absolutely not.
Got to have him on the floor for this whole game. It's Alexander with the free throw, rolls off. I don't know if it's his birthday or not, but the Crazies are serenading happy birthday to Alexander. And Alexander shot up and good. Love having the Crazies in full attendance here. They add so much to a ball game. One of our favorite parts of any Caldwell Lady Tiger or Tiger basketball game. Boyd, top of the key for 3, goes down, no call, shot missed, rebounded by Clarksville. They keep it in bounds. It's Miller up the court quickly, dishes off to Jackson. Jackson for 3 from the left wing, no good. Last touched by Clarksville's Harris. And it'll be Tiger basketball down by 3 early on. 5:14 to go in the first quarter. Into the ball game for Clarksville is Malik Kelman. He'll bring just a little bit of pressure. It's Riley up over the line to Davis. Davis into the corner to Boyd. Boyd back out to Blaine, over to Davis. Really quick defense in Clarksville. Boyd with the head fake, drives the lane. Ball stripped. And it's going to be touched out of bounds by Boyd. And it will go to Clarksville. Jackson brings it up. Caldwell's going to show 3-2 now. Switching the defense up a little bit. They've seen that Clarksville's not shy about taking the open 3 from the wings. They get it over to Miller. Miller back to Kelman to Harris. Three-pointer good by Miller. 10-4. Clarksville's opened up an early 6-point lead. Not quite halfway through the first quarter. Boyd's going to bring it up for Caldwell County. He'll get the pick up high. Three-point attempt by Boyd, no good, off the mark. Rebound to the Eagles, 2-on-1 the other way. Boyd can't do much with it with the 1 foul already, so it's a layup for Ty Jackson. Quick timeout by Coach Kukihiko, and it's a full timeout, so we'll take one as well and be right back. 4 minutes left in the quarter. Caldwell trails by 8. You're listening to Tiger Basketball on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
Here's a reminder from your Princeton Electric Platform, 103.3 WPKY and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
Electricity by tampering with an electric meter may result in your arrest and can even risk your life. Tampering with meters results in increased utility bills that everyone has to pay. If you see anyone tampering with an electric meter, call the Princeton Electric Plant Board right away at 270-365-2031. Princeton Electric Plant Board, Princeton's #1 energy source.
All right, here you go.
And
All right,
welcome
Leo.
back here
Yeah.
to the cab.
Sorry about that, Bob.
We're here at in the first quarter, 4 minutes remaining to be played in the first quarter. Caldwell County trailing 12-4 in this game. Both teams now heading back onto the court. Caldwell County inbound at side backcourt to bring it the full length of the floor nearly. And for the call here, my broadcast buddy, Dennis Stevens.
Thank you, Bob. The quickness of Clarksville already showing up, as well as some pretty hot outside shooting, as they have a 12-4 lead as Davis brings it across midcourt. Pulls it up over to Blaine. Blaine to Fralix. Probably going to have to get Caden some shots from the outside some way. Davis goes up for the shot, has it stripped, hustles, trying to get the ball back, picked up by Clarksville. Ball still loose. Davis comes back with it. Had Fralix underneath, didn't see him. Now a scramble at midcourt. Ball still on the ground. Boyd has it. And the referees finally come in, call the jump ball. But good hustle out of both squads. Both teams hitting the floor trying to cover that one up. Possession arrow is going to keep it with the Tigers. Bob, I didn't get to see them in the tournament that they just left prior to this one, but this has got to be one of the quickest teams defensively the Tigers have had to attack.
Oh, for sure. Tillman was quick, but certainly not this quick.
Davis picks up his dribble, gets it over to Riley. Riley to Fralix. Fralix tries to drive baseline. Shot up off the board. Farmers Bank shot for Caden Fralix. And the lead at 6, 12-6 for Clarksville. 3-2 zone for the Tigers. Clarksville works it around top to Miller. Over to Kelman. Back to Miller. Miller wants to drive on Riley. Back to Kelman. He has Harris on the left wing, guarded by Blaine. Top of the key, drive, short jump shot, no good. Rebounded by Boyd. That shot by Miller, no good. Boyd quickly the other way. Darius Riley puts a shot up and in. Blocking foul called underneath, so he'll get a chance to go to the free throw line for a Lake Barkley CrossFit free throw and cap off a three-point play.
And that's one thing that we've been doing well this year, Dennis, is getting back in transition and running and pushing the ball down the floor on that possession really helped us.
At the line is going to be a Darius Riley. 5'11" guard for the Tigers. He is a junior. Shot up, off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound comes down to Clarksville. Looks like it's deflected out of bounds. And it's going to go to Clarksville. They're going to say Caldwell touched it last, and I think they're right on the call.
I think so, too.
Referee started to point the other way. Got a little help from the Clarksville bench, but both of them are laughing right now, so all's fair, well and good on the Clarksville end. Jackson brings it up. It's John Davis in the middle of that 3-2 zone up front. They work it over to Miller. Back to Harris on the left wing. Down low they go to Kelman. Kelman puts it up and in. Boyd kind of handcuffed at this point. Bobby picked up that early first foul, and he doesn't want to pick up the second here in the first quarter, so had to lay off of that one. Davis with a tip over to Blaine. Blaine up off the board and in. Jamarius Blaine with a nice shot as he hit the reverse, goes underneath the basket, puts it off the board and in for a Farmers Bank shot, and he'll go to the line with a chance for a three-point play. Lake Barkley CrossFit free throw coming up for Jamarius Blaine. This one good. Lead only at 3, 14-11. Caldwell County's going to bring some full court pressure. Clarksville breaks it, puts a shot up off the board, no good. John Davis with the big rebound. Davis with some nice ball handling coming up the court, stays under control, puts a shot up off the board, no good. And I think Davis may have gotten called for the foul underneath. Davis showed some nice handles coming up the floor, Bob, because he had a lot of defensive pressure the full length of the court. Tripp Branch into the ball game for the Tigers, as is Cole Smiley. That's going to move Boyd to the top and middle of that 3-2 zone. Clarksville works it to the corner, back out to Miller. Miller guarded by Blaine. Cross-court pass, works it down into the corner to Kelman, back out to number 30, Harris. Throws it away into the backcourt. One referee calls it Caldwell ball. The other one's going to come in and say deflected by Caldwell County. It'll be Clarksville ball on the official override. Pretty good crowd here for this ball game too, Bob.
I would say one of the bigger crowds we've had all year, and it's 9 o'clock or past.
Harris left wing wants to drive, gets cut off, gets it over to Miller.
We got Darien working out front now in the 1-3-1.
Harris with the 3 attempt, no good. Rebound, Jamarius Blaine goes up high, gets it to Boyd. Boyd drives, little left-handed runner off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound comes down to Jackson, or to Bussey for Clarksville. Gets it quickly to Harris. Underneath, stolen away by Cole Smiley, and it's Caldwell County the other way. Fralix has the ball, driving down the lane, puts a shot up, a little bit off kilter on the shot, no good. And it's Clarksville the other way, up and off the board for Harris with a fast break point, 16-11 Clarksville. Talk about a fast-paced ball game for a span of about a minute. 22 seconds left in the quarter. Caldwell County down by 5. Boyd is going to play the point, guarded by Kelman. Dangerously close to that mid-court line. He's got to watch that. Gets it over to Blaine. Back to Boyd. 7 seconds. He takes the pick from Smiley. Comes up short-range jumper from the free throw line. No good. Ball goes out of bounds. And the whistle blows. After 1 quarter of play, it's Clarksville Northeast 16, Caldwell County 11. We'll be back with second quarter action in 30 seconds. You're listening to Tiger Basketball on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
Trilogy Performance Sports in Princeton. Trilogy offers a wide range of classes to help you reach your fitness and well-being goals, like yoga, gymnastics, sports training, team training, cardio, kickboxing, and weightlifting. They have family discounts, and your first class is free. So come work out in a family-friendly environment at Trilogy Performance Sports, located directly behind Cash Express in Princeton. Open 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. Be better than you used to be at Trilogy Performance Sports Princeton. Telephone 270-601-1824.
Back to Tiger Sports on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
And welcome back to the Cab. First quarter in the books. Caldwell County trailing Clarksville Northeast 16-11. Second quarter will be brought to you by Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique, located next to the bowling alley in Princeton. Beautiful furniture, baby furniture, gifts and registry, home decor, boutique clothes and accessories. Stop in and meet Jake, the store mascot. Cozy Living, everything a home should be. Clarksville Northeast inbounded at Sav midcourt. And for the call here in the second quarter, my buddy Dennis Stevens.
Thank you, Bob. Clarksville puts it in play, leading by 5. They get it over to Harris, left wing. Out front to Bussey, over to Miller. Miller right wing, back over to Harris, top of the key. John Davis in the middle of that 3-2 zone now. It's Harris from the corner, good. Jontavius Harris, the junior, gives Clarksville a 7-point lead. Miller picks up Davis at the top of the key. Tripp Branch into the ball game, has it knocked away, gets it back, drives in, puts it back out to Boyd. Boyd in the corner, gives it up to Smiley, gives it right back to Boyd. Boyd with a one-handed pass picked off, and going the other way is Clarksville's Miller on the steal, up and in. And, Bob, that's just not a pass you're going to make against such quickness.
No.
A one-handed pass across the court. That one easily picked off by Miller. Turned it into 2 points, 9-point lead now. Three-point attempt right side by Davis, no good. Gets his own rebound, goes up for the short jumper, no good. And rebound comes down to Vereen. Vereen gets it up to Miller. Three-point attempt is no good by Bussey. Rebound to Cole Smiley. Smiley with a couple of rebounds early in this one. Boyd drives the baseline, reverse up and in. Darian Boyd with a nice move along the baseline. 20-13 Eagles. Miller over to Harris. They get it down low to Vereen. Puts a shot up, no good. 3 Tigers there for the rebound. And it's Boyd comes down with it. Boyd quickly to Fralix. Fralix step over move goes into the lane. And he's going to be called for steps, even though a lot of contact underneath. Turnover gives it back to Clarksville Northeast. Northeast actually played in the state tournament last year in Tennessee, Bob, so they are missing one of their better players with a foot injury, but still a quality opponent.
Very much so.
Front line of that zone is Boyd, Branch, and Davis. Now they're going to drop back into a 2-3. Three-pointer from the corner, no good. Darian Boyd comes down with the rebound. Boyd goes the other way to Fralix. Fralix quickly covered, spin move along the baseline, puts it into Smiley. Smiley left-handed little finger roll up and in, and Caldwell back within 5 at 20-15. Harris out front, faced up with Branch. They get it back over to Bussey. Bussey into the corner to Jackson. Jackson back out to Harris to Bussey. He'll let it go from the left wing. Three-pointer good for Jalen Bussey. Lead back out to 8 for Clarksville. Davis dribbles around. Caldwell County shifts, gets it over to Boyd. Had the clear out. Fralix back on that side. Get it over to Branch to Davis. Davis trapped on the baseline. Back to Branch. His shot up and in. Foul on the play. Let's see if that was a 3 or a 2.
It had to be a 3.
3-point basket is good for Trip Branch, and he'll go to the line with a Lake Barkley free throw chance to draw this one within 4. Caldwell's had some hot shooting here the last couple of days, but really no one hotter than Trip Branch.
Absolutely.
So Branch will go to the line to try to cap off a 4-point play. Even 5 minutes left to go in the first half. Caldwell trails this one 23-18. Branch's free throw off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound comes down to Bussey. Clarksville quickly the other way. Jackson drives, puts a shot up off the side of the backboard, no good. Branch has it, comes back the other way, wants to find a guard to get it to. Gets it over to Blaine on the left side. Jamarius Blaine drives, dumps it off to Fralix. Fralix thought about the 3, covered well by Bussey. He'll get it back out to Davis. Davis down to the corner to Branch. Drives the baseline, tries to go up, and it's a held ball. Good job by Ty Jackson of Clarksville to put his hands on top of that one. Possession arrow is going to keep it with the Tigers. Fralix to take it out. Bounce pass in to Branch. Shot up, no good. Going up high for the rebound was number 5, Josh Alexander. Gets it down quickly to Kelman. Kelman up off the board and good. He'll go to the line. So instead of being down by 4 with the free throw attempt, Caldwell County now down by 7 and Clarksville at the line.
First foul on Trip Branch. The Tigers with 4 here in the first half.
It's going to be Fralix and Blaine coming out of the ball game.
Clarksville 2 out of 4 at the charity stripe so far tonight.
Shot up, rims out, no good. Cole Smiley with another rebound. He's having a good night on the boards here in the first half. Davis brings it across half court. Gets it to Boyd. Boyd wants to drive, loses control, but there's a foul on the play. I'm not sure. I think they're going to get number 1, Jackson, with the hold on Boyd. 4th foul on Clarksville, and Jackson's first. Boyd inbounds it to Branch. Branch gets it to Davis. From the left corner, it's Boyd with the 3. Goodwin Insurance 3-pointer for Darian Boyd. Quickly the other way, Clarksville with the air ball 3 by Jackson. So with 3:55 left to go in the first half, Caldwell County within 4 at 25-21. And we have the ball as Boyd brings it up the court. Boyd gets a good pick from Smiley. Decides to drive it left side of the lane. No good. Clarksville quickly the other way, 1-on-2.
That's walking.
A lot of walking. Almost a dance move. Not called. Davis trapped in the backcourt. He gets bailed out by a Clarksville foul, but you're right, Bob. That was obvious walking as Clarksville's player had no control of the ball going up along the baseline. Second foul on Ty Jackson. And it's going to be Davis to bring it up. Davis drives it right side wing. Players looking for Coach K to send the play in. Gets it over to Boyd. Boyd from the free throw line. Good. 25-23 as Caldwell back within a basket. It's Miller in the left corner. Gets it back out to Harris. Back over to Jackson. Underneath. Stolen away. Cole Smiley playing some big minutes here in this first half. Caldwell County with a chance to tie or go ahead. Boyd wanted to drive, gives it back to Branch for 3. Goodwin Insurance 3-pointer. Trip Branch. And Bob, all of a sudden, Caldwell County has the lead. We'll keep it right here, John.
And you're right.
The crowd erupt over Trip Branch with the 3.
And you're right, Dennis. Cole Smiley has really added a lot to this lineup since he's been in. He's really controlling underneath as far as rebounding goes for the Tigers. And prior to his being in there, we rebounded a couple, but not any way like we're doing with him in there.
So Smiley started that one, got it up the court, and Branch finishes it. Gives Caldwell County its first lead of the night at 26-25.
You give him some daylight, and that's what you're going to see.
The kid's been red hot.
Yes, his second 3 of the night.
Timeouts brought to you this year by Russo Law. Russo Law is located in downtown Princeton and ready to serve all of your legal needs. So Caldwell County weathered the storm early. They were down 12-4 at one point, and they have battled back.
Has to be a confidence builder, I would say, Dennis, for these kids to battle back and to almost now matching basket for basket and getting into a defensive rhythm.
Crazy's letting Jackson know about the air ball earlier. They work it around Miller, top of the key. Gets it inside to Vereen. Back out to Jackson. Jackson drives, puts a little floater in. No good. A lot of contact underneath.
Has to
Let's
be
see
on
what they call that one on.
Number 5.
It's going on Josh Alexander. Great position inside by Trip Branch.
That's their 6th foul.
Branch not a small kid. He goes 6 foot.
6'2".
So
I think he's 6'2".
Okay, they've got him listed at 6, but he does look taller. He looks as tall as Boyd, but playing even bigger than that underneath the basket for Caldwell on that last possession. Branch feeling it. 3 attempt again off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound comes down to the Eagles. Just over 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Tigers lead this one 26-25. They work it underneath. Basket good by Josh Alexander. Alexander, a good-looking sophomore. Lead back to Clarksville as Davis comes across the timeline, guarded by Miller. Caldwell runs a curl over to Riley. Riley looks inside to Boyd. Gets it back to Riley. Riley's going to dump it back out to Davis to start the offense over. Curl round back to Riley. He catches Branch on the move. Branch's shot blocked. and it's Clarksville quickly the other way. Miller takes it in, stolen away by Boyd. Boyd looks up the court to Davis. Davis stops, gets it back out to Darian Boyd. Long three off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound, Branch goes up, no good. But he'll go to the free throw line for 2 Lake Barkley CrossFit free throws. The play inside, what's really keeping Caldwell in this one, not to mention the shooting by Branch, but he's playing well inside, picking up some rebounds, and Cole Smiley has at least 3 rebounds here in the second quarter.
And it takes all 5 players out there to play well to make this happen.
Yeah, we've talked about that a lot the last few games. It's a team effort for Caldwell Counties as Branch puts the first one up off the rim, no good.
That's unusual for Tripp. He's 0 for 2 at the line tonight.
Clarksville the other way, under a minute to go. Northeast ahead by 1. 3-point attempt, no good. Boyd up for the rebound. Boyd kicks it in the corner. Open 3 for Riley. Off the back of the rim, no good. Clarksville quickly the other way. They have numbers and missed the layup. Clarksville gets the rebound, shot up and in by Jackson. 3-point lead for Clarksville, 30 seconds to go in the half. How big would it be for Caldwell County to come down, hit a 3, and go to the locker room tied with this team?
It would be huge, and even if we go in 3 down, that's not a bad feeling any either, Dennis.
No, they really weathered the storm after having that early deficit. Boyd takes it back out in midcourt. 9 seconds on the clock. Needs a pick. Comes off of Smiley, backs it up. Over to Smiley. Smiley with the 3, blocked. Clarksville not able to get a shot off, so after 1 half of play, an impressive comeback performance by Caldwell County as they trail by 3. It's Clarksville Northeast 29, Caldwell County 26. We'll be back with the Farless Realty halftime report in about 3 minutes, so stay tuned. You're listening to Tiger Basketball on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
Commerce Bank and Trust Company. Our new Lyon County branch is now open. Come in and see us for the same friendly service and the names and faces you know and trust to provide you all your banking needs. We're now ready to serve you at 28 Commerce Street in Eddyville. Open Monday through Thursday, 8:30 to 4, Fridays 8:30 to 5, and 9 to 12:30 on Saturdays. Stop by today and experience banking at its best at Farmers Bank and Trust Company. Member FDIC.
Are you looking for America's greatest grill? A Holland Grill from Fortner Gas Company. Holland Grills are the only grills guaranteed not to flare up and are proudly made in America. Stop by or give us a call at Fortner Gas and we will give you the best deal on a Holland Grill. Treat yourself or someone special this season with a Holland Grill from Fortner Gas Company, located on Highway 62 West in Princeton.
The new GMC Sierra is here in 2019, the most sophisticated luxury truck on the road today. In 2019, they've released the AT4, the ultimate off-road vehicle for off-road enthusiasts and hunters alike. The AT4 comes with a factory-installed 2-inch lift and off-road wheels and tires. In the front of the pack is where the Denali with the 6.2-liter engine, followed by the SLT and SLE trim levels. More refined styling and badging has added a bold appearance for the most sought-after vehicle in the truck market. Trice Hughes Incorporated, Highway 91, Princeton.
We're your home for Tiger Sports, 1580, 103.3 WPKY and WPKYonline.com. Tiger Sports coverage is brought to you in part by Morgan's and Lakeland Funeral Home, Princeton Drugstore, Princeton Electric Plant Board, Trice Hughes, Trilogy Fitness, Woodall Agency, Rain Academy of Princeton, Community Medical Clinic, and by Auto Bell Hearing Center on 1580, 103.3 WPKY. The voice of the Caldwell County Tigers.
At Morgan's Funeral Home, we're family owned and managed by people who care more about you. During your most difficult hours, you deserve the most understanding and caring service available. That is what you get at Morgan's Funeral Home. That's what separates us from the rest. Morgan's Funeral Home, serving families for over 100
Planters
years.
Bank, located at 208 North Jefferson Street, is locally owned and operated with a strong, sincere focus on customer service. Planters Bank has a diverse team of seasoned professionals in Western Kentucky and Clarksville, Tennessee. Since first opening their doors, Planters Bank has made a name for itself as an energetic player in the financial services market. Stop by and talk to the friendly folks at Planters and find out about the You Choose Rewards program. Planters Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
The teams are in the locker room preparing for the second half. It's time for the Caldwell County Halftime Show on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKY online.
Welcome back, everybody, to WPKY's coverage of the West Kentucky Hoops Classic. In the finale, the 14th game in 2 days, Caldwell County trails at the half, 29-26. This is the Farless Realty halftime report, brought to you by our friends at Farless Realty. Are you ready to sell your home? Call Farless Realty today and let a realtor sell it for you. Ready to buy a home? Don't waste precious time. Farless Realty can help. And right now, interest rates are still reasonably low. They'll work hard to find you a home that fits you, your family, and your budget. So contact Farless Realty today at 270-365-5058 or stop by at 323 South Jefferson Street, right across from the South Jefferson Street Pantry in Princeton. Check out all the listings on Facebook and at farlessrealty.com. 6 minutes before we get back into action here in the last half of basketball. And for the first half stats, here's my partner, Bob Hayes.
Thank you, Dennis. Caldwell County trailing after one quarter tonight, 16-11. Outscoring the Clarksville Northeast Eagles 15-13 in the second quarter, trimming that 5-point lead down to 3, which sees us trailing here at halftime 29-26 to the Eagles. Caldwell County in the first half, led by Darian Boyd with 3 2-point field goals and 1 3-pointer for a total of 9 points. 6 points for Trip Branch on 2 threes. 5 points for Jamarius Blaine on 2 field goals, 1 out of 1 from the charity stripe, and 2 points each for Darius Riley on a field goal, 2 points for Caden Fralix on a field goal, and 2 points by Cole Smiley on a field goal. The Tigers, uncharacteristic, shooting 1 out of 4 from the free throw line. For Clarksville Northeast, they're led by Jalen Miller with 1 2-point field goal, 2 threes for a total of 8 points. 5 points for Ty Jackson on 2 field goals, 1 out of 2 from the charity stripe. 4 points for Malik Kelman on 2 field goals, 0 for 1 from the charity stripe. 3 points for Jalen Bussey on a 3-pointer. 3 points for Josh Alexander on a field goal and 1 out of 2 from the free throw line. 4 points for Jontavius Harris on 2 field goals and 2 points for Tamario Vereen on a field goal. Shooting 2 out of 5 from the free throw line is Clarksville Northeast. And turnovers here in the first half for Clarksville. Well-played game. Clarksville with only 3 turnovers. The Tigers with only 4 turnovers. The Tigers shooting 11 of their shooting 3 out of 10, shooting 30% from the 3-point line. So rebounds, we'll get into Darian Boyd has 5 rebounds. Cole Smiley has, they only list him with 1 here, Dennis, but he had 3 or 4. I mean, that's when you can't believe the stats. Rebounds for Clarksville, 19 total, 16 total for the Tigers. So pretty even ball game. Clarksville Northeast out onto the floor warming up. We have 3 minutes and 18 seconds to go here before we start the second half. And Dennis, we're still obviously still in the ball game, and nobody in foul trouble. John Davis with 2 for the Tigers. Clarksville has a couple players with 2 fouls each, but nobody in serious foul trouble for either team as we speak right here.
Bob, you look at it after Caldwell got down early, it looked like a flurry by Clarksville. They weathered the storm. And actually, had we hit our free throws, this game would be tied right now. So
and normally
Caldwell's in a pretty good position.
And I know Tripp missed the front end of a 1 bonus his last time up. So yes, we could conceivably have it tied here at halftime if we just if we don't have to make all of them to do that. So a lot of positives here.
Yeah,
and
I hope it stays close enough to where free throws make a difference down the stretch. Obviously, Clarksville, a very quick team, a very tall team. I think the rebounds have been pretty good for Caldwell County. I got to question Cole Smiley's because I know he's got at least 3, but that's fine. He's playing some good ball underneath. Trip Branch, besides shooting well, rebounding the ball very well, and that's helping Caldwell County quite a bit to stay in this one and make that comeback. They actually had the lead.
Yeah, they have Tripp with 3 rebounds here at half, which I agree with, but Cole had at least 2 defensive rebounds and maybe 1 offensive rebound down here, at least 3, and we thought maybe 4 or maybe even 1 more than that.
So the Tigers doing good. You got to suspect that or attribute some of the poor shooting for Caldwell County tonight just to the quickness of Clarksville Northeast. Caldwell doesn't have time to really think, do I want to make this shot? Do I want to take this shot, or do I want to pass it? You got to have that decision made. When you're open, you better shoot it because it's going to close out pretty quick.
I would say if we've shot the ball 27 times tonight, maybe only 4 or 5 have we been open, wide open to make the shot. The other 22 are rushed, forced a little bit, off balance, not following through on the stroke because of pressure, so on and so forth. So, again, we're not down by 15 or 18 here at half. That's the positive thing here. And as you pointed out, Dennis, this team was in the state tournament last year in Tennessee. They couldn't have totally gone bare bones with like 5 seniors last year on this team. And the whistle sounds. The teams are going back to the bench, and this third quarter is going to be brought to you by Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique, located next to the bowling alley here in Princeton. Stop in and see Pam for her specials that she has in the store right now, both post-Christmas and New Year's specials. I know furniture is arriving out there daily. Stop in and meet Jake, the store mascot. Cozy Living, everything a home should be.
And, Bob, we want to thank Farless Realty for sponsoring our halftime show all season here on the radio. Give Farless Realty a call today at 270-365-5058 or go by 323 South Jefferson Street in Princeton. You can check out their listings on Facebook and at farlessrealty.com.
And Clarksville Northeast will inbound the ball to start the third quarter here at side midcourt. And for the call, my friend and buddy, cohort, Dennis Stevens.
Thank you, Bob. I hope the game stays close, and I hope my voice stays close enough to make it through 2 more quarters. 5 games in 2 days here on WPKY. It's been a delight. Clarksville works it underneath. It's up and in. And they're going to call a blocking foul on Riley. Is that right?
No, they call a charge. They call a charge.
Oh, they did call a charge.
Yeah, I thought, how could
I thought that was great position by Darius Riley underneath. Foul's going to go on Alexander.
Or, yes.
So his second foul, and Caldwell County survives the first possession. They'll bring it down with a chance to pull it within 1 or tie. Boyd drives the lane, up, no good. And he's going to be fouled on the play. He'll get a couple of Lake Barkley CrossFit free throws. And, Bob, the longer we stay in this ball game, the more critical these free throws become.
And as they say, the longer you stay in it, the longer you stay in it. So foul is on 00, his second of the game, second here in the second half for Clarksville Northeast. A little perspiration on the floor. They're wiping up.
I think a lot of folks hung around for this last game. Big crowd across the way. Caldwell Crazies standing room only in the Crazies section. Even got Coach Earl behind us back here.
If this game stays close.
Free throw no good. Boyd able to pick up his own rebound. Skip pass across the court to Riley. Riley gets it out to Blaine. And Caldwell will start the offense all over. Boyd, left wing. Takes the pick from Davis. Give and go. Davis for the 3. Good. That's a Goodwin Insurance 3-pointer for John Davis. Well, they give him a 2.
No, they gave him a 3.
Now they changed it to a 3. Foul underneath on Caldwell County. Caden Frelick with his first foul. And it will send number 5, Alexander, to the line for Clarksville.
Alexander tonight, 1 out of 2 from the stripe.
First shot, good. Not quite a minute gone here in the second half. Caldwell trails by 1. Little conversation amongst the referee crew. Boyd steps in to see what the topic is. And some question to the Clarksville Northeast bench.
And the crazies are humming the Jeopardy theme song over
I
there.
love it.
What is happening here?
And they're pulling everybody off the line. Coach K coming over for an explanation. They leave Alexander at the line
Maybe
for
they've
his
put a
second
tee
shot.
on somebody from Clarksville.
Second free throw is good. And it does look like Boyd's going to go to the free throw line, so maybe they didn't turn the starters in right for the second half.
Well, I don't know how you can.
But it's the same starting 5 that started the ball game.
It's obviously a foul on somebody.
They gave Alexander the 2 shots.
Oh, so maybe they call it an intentional foul or something, but they haven't put the foul.
Well, maybe it was Boyd. They say to finish Boyd's free throws. He missed the first a while ago. They left it in play, but actually maybe should have been a 2-point or two-shot foul on Darian.
You're right. He was fouled in the act of shooting and only got 1. Then we come back and make the 3-pointer off that missed free throw.
Clarksville's coach not happy with the call. His team has a 2-point lead, but Boyd.
Are we shooting 1 or 2?
Shooting 1. Referee held up the signal for 1. Boyd shot up. No good off the back of the rim. And I think Fralix is going to get whistled for his second quick one.
Darian is uncharacteristically cold at the stripe tonight, 0 for 2. And Caden, you're right, just picked up his second foul.
So just over 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. Caldwell down by 2. Clarksville with the ball. They kick it for a 3. Left side, that one's good. Jontavius Harris. And just like that, Clarksville's out by 5. Riley gets it back to Davis. Davis to Boyd. Boyd wants to drive the lane, kicks it over. Pass not handled by Riley. I think Riley just took his eyes off that, looking for the driving lane.
Yes.
Didn't watch that one into his hands, and it goes into the crowd. Riley will come out of the ball game and Branch back in for Caldwell County. Bringing it up the court's going to be Jackson. They kick it over. Jackson with the corner jumper is good. 3-pointer for Jackson. And before you can blink, Clarksville back out by 8 on Caldwell County.
On an 8-0 run.
Branch has it left wing. Goes off the Fralix pick. Gives it up to Boyd. Boyd to Davis. Nice pick by Boyd. Gets Davis clear. He puts it over to Fralix. Fralix to Blaine. Blaine drives the lane. Has it knocked away. Comes back up with it. Out to Davis. Davis to Boyd. Ball loose on the floor. Clarksville comes up with it on the steal. It's Jackson. Shot up. No good. Fralix tips it away over to Blaine. All the way up to Boyd. Boyd was wide open. They're going to call Clarksville with the foul earlier, though. Great hustle by Caldwell County getting on the floor. Fralix able to keep that ball alive twice.
Alexander's third foul here.
So number 5, Alexander, the sophomore, will come out of the ball game with 3 fouls. Davis puts it in play to Boyd. Boyd guarded by Jackson, top of the key. Boyd pulls up, short jumper, good. Darian Boyd from 15. And a 30-second timeout by Coach K. We'll keep it right here, John. 30-second timeout. Timeout's brought to you by Russo Law. Russo Law is located in downtown Princeton and ready to serve all of your legal needs. 5:39 to go in the third quarter. Caldwell County trails this one by 6. Pace of play much more frenetic here, Bob, in the second half, and I didn't think it could get much quicker, but it's really fast pace here in the second half as Clarksville's opened up a little bigger lead.
Clarksville with 2 threes here in the second half and no 2-point field goals. So we're playing great internal defense, but on the wings we're leaving wing shooters open, and they've capitalized twice here in the third quarter.
Yeah, got to get a hand up on that perimeter defense.
But you stop something, you give up something else, and Clarksville's able to take advantage of it.
Yeah, if Clarksville spreads you too far, they're going to drive that lane with their quickness. So 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. We'll see what Caldwell does with it. Boyd guards Jackson. Jackson pulls up, gets it to Vereen, back to Jackson. Jackson drives, puts the shoulder into Fralix, kicks it out. Corner three, in and out, rebound by Boyd. Boyd takes it up the court. Nice pass inside. Jump stop to Trip Branch. Branch goes up, has a shot blocked, but he's fouled on the play.
Had a nice fake on that time by Tripp to keep the shot from being blocked. Got the defensive guy up in the air and then went up and did get fouled.
So Trip Branch goes to the line. Lake Barkley CrossFit free throw. First one is good. Lake Barkley CrossFit has classes designed for anyone at any fitness level and always free to come and try. Second shot for the sophomore. Shot up, rims out. Rebound down to Vereen. (37-32). Vereen inside, shot up and in. That'll be hard to stop with the size mismatch inside that Vereen carries. It's Davis quickly, nice crossover, free throw line high, shot good. Short range jumper for John Davis. And it's back to a 5-point lead. Caldwell tries to trap out front. Branch with the defense on Miller. They get it over to Jackson. Jackson with the back tip, stolen away. It's Fralix to Boyd. Boyd goes up, in. I thought he might get the call on that one. Layup, Darian Boyd. And we're back where we were at halftime. 3-point lead for Clarksville. We'll keep it right here, John. 30-second timeout. Timeout's brought to you by Jeff Russo at Russo Law, located in downtown Princeton. Always ready to serve all of your legal needs.
It's a game of runs so far, Dennis. A four-point run, 5-point run for Clarksville, followed up by, I think Clarksville had an 8-point run here to start. But we're clawing our way back into it, getting a stop down here.
Coach K giving the guys instruction in the huddle, but you got to like the tenacity of Caldwell County to keep hanging around in this one, even drawing near again here in the second half early.
And playing well. I mean, more height on the floor, quickness on the floor.
You just want those
shooting on the floor
have got to start falling if it stays this close.
And Clarksville with 4 fouls so far here in the third quarter.
Driving the lane, Jackson puts a shot up, no good. Nice defense underneath by Caldwell County. And it's Blaine trapped in the backcourt, puts it over, stolen away by Vereen. Vereen takes it to the corner to Jackson. There was a lot of contact on Blaine, no call on it. Miller the other way, gets it over to Bussey. Bussey back to Miller, 3-pointer good. And Bob, just like that, that could have been called right there on the double team on Blaine in the backcourt. A lot of contact, no call. Clarksville turns it into 3 the other way. Blaine to Davis. Davis wants to drive, gets it over to Branch. Branch guarded by Miller, drives, puts a shot up, no good. Foul finally called. That one's going to go on Jalen Miller. Late whistle, but I think an appropriate whistle.
Yeah, oh yes.
Trip Branch will go to the free throw line for 2 Lake Berkeley CrossFit free throws.
That's 3 fouls on 0.
First one, good. Trip Branch really stepping forward, even though he's just a sophomore, is one of the leaders on this team this season. Second shot by Branch, good also. 42-38 with 3.5 to go in the third. Miller stays in the ball game. Jackson guarded by Boyd at the top of the key to Bussey. Buck over to Miller.
I think we're in a man-to-man right now.
Caldwell switches off. It's now Branch on Bussey. They get it back over to Kelman. Now Kelman over to Jackson. Crazy's not going to let Jackson forget about the air ball earlier. Miller with the ball, guarded by Blaine. Good defense by Caldwell County as Clarksville can't find anything open underneath. And Branch is going to get called for a cheap hold underneath. He did hold. I mean, it's nothing that doesn't happen on just about every possession, but he got caught just in line of view of the referee, and the Eagles will take it out underneath their own basket. They kick it way out to Kelman. Kelman guarded by Davis. Get it over to Miller. Back over to Bussey. In the corner to Harris. Clarksville really works that ball around quickly. Get it over. Three-point attempt is good. That is Miller. 3 fouls in all. Puts the three-pointer up. 45-38 Clarksville. Boyd initiates the play for Caldwell. Gets it back to Branch. Top of the key to Blaine. Blaine takes the drive down. Kicks it out to Davis for 3 off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound to Clarksville. Outlet pass up and in. That's Malik Kelman. 9-point lead now for the Eagles. Just over 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Caldwell makes a run. Clarksville answers and then some. They work it underneath to Boyd. Boyd hit as he went up. He'll go to the free throw line. Shot no good, but he'll get a couple of free throws. Free throws brought to you by Lake Berkeley CrossFit, enhancing athletic performance locally since 2014.
Clarksville with 2 players now with 3 fouls.
Boyd's free throw good.
And the next foul on Clarksville sends the Tigers into the bonus.
Second shot good. 47-40 Clarksville. Getting his first action of the night is number 1, TJ Ray. Jackson brings it up the court. Guarded by Boyd. Gets it to Kelman on the right wing. Kelman back to Miller. Miller with a 3 off the pick. No good. Clarksville chases down the rebound. That's Kelman able to pick it up, give Clarksville a second chance. Miller drives, puts a shot up, blocked by Fralix inside, gets it over to Boyd. Boyd drives the lane, shot up off the board, no good. Clarksville quickly the other way, all by himself is Miller. Miller left-handed layup is up and in. Ray takes over the point for Caldwell County, gives it up to Blaine, back over to Ray to Fralix. Fralix thought about the 3, gets it to Davis. Davis for 3, left wing, no good. Doesn't strike anything, goes out of bounds. And it's Clarksville basketball with under a minute to go in the third. Boyd guards the point. They get it back over to Jackson. Jackson to Vereen, back to Jackson. Jackson almost at the midcourt line. Very close to it. Gets it over to Miller. Miller guarded by TJ Ray. Ray steps up to start the count. Crossover dribble by Ray. Caldwell choosing not to make the trap. And hand checks called on TJ Ray. 15.4 seconds left in the quarter. First foul on Ray, fourth on Caldwell County in the half. Vereen comes out, and Alexander comes back in. Clarksville gets it into Vereen, back over to Jackson. Jackson with Boyd on him. They get it over to Miller. Miller guarded by Ray, drives the lane, kicks it out for the three, blocked by Darian Boyd. 1.7 seconds. Good closeout by Boyd to block the corner three. Clarksville just under 2 seconds to get a shot off. Lob up to Clarksville, shot at the buzzer. Good if it goes, does not. So after 3 quarters of play, it's Clarksville Northeast 49, Caldwell County 40. Back with the fourth quarter in 30 seconds. You're listening to Tiger Basketball on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
Sitcom by KFC. Like I always say, it's the inside that counts. Like what's inside my new KFC 10-piece chicken feast. It's 10 pieces of chicken, 2 large mashed potatoes, and 4 biscuits for $19.99. Get more meal for the family for under $20. That's what really matters. It's pretty incredible what chicken can teach you about life. Anyways, KFC is pretty looking good. At participating KFCs, prices may vary. Tax and substitutions extra.
Back to Tiger Sports on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
And welcome back to the CAB building. Fourth quarter about to get underway. Caldwell County outscored by Clarksville Northeast 20-14 in the third quarter. The fourth quarter, we remind you, is being brought to you by Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique, located next to the bowling alley in Princeton. Stop by and see Pam, see what specials that she has on her furniture that's arriving in the store daily. Stop in and meet Jake, the store mascot. Cozy Living, everything a home should be. Tigers to inbound the ball at side midcourt, and for the call here in the fourth quarter, Tiger sportscaster Dennis Stevens.
Thank you, Bob. Caldwell with an uphill battle here in the fourth quarter. They work it into Fralix, top of the key. Fralix to Blaine to Davis in the right corner. Tigers working back around. TJ Ray stays in the ball game after the quarter. Fralix with the ball to Davis. Trying to get Boyd underneath, pins his man, step back, short jumper, good, Darian Boyd. Short range jumper for Boyd, pulls it back to a 7-point deficit. Clarksville quickly works it to the left side, drive, and Bob, you can tell they're trying to get the ball to Miller to work on TJ Ray. Ty Jackson, and it's back out to a 9-point ball game. Ray to Fralix. Fralix had his man in. Caldwell slow to get back defensively. Clarksville makes them pay. 53-44 Eagles. Blaine wants to drive, pulls it back out to Fralix. Fralix gets a signal from Boyd. Boyd takes it in, spin move back out to Ray. 4-3, off the board, good. And TJ Ray will go to the line for a Lake Barkley CrossFit free throw.
Way to go,
You gotta
TJ.
like the tenacity of TJ Ray. Found himself open and launched it up like he'd been playing the whole game.
And that's I love about this team. They're not afraid to shoot the ball. 0-0 picking up the foul. That's his fourth.
Fourth on Miller. And Ray is going to try to cap off a 4-point play. Shot up. Good. TJ Ray, 4 points. And the lead down to 5 for Clarksville. Boyd guards Jackson, top of the key. Clarksville throws it away. They can't save it. Out of bounds. Good defense by Ray to deny the pass on Miller. Kind of surprised Miller's still in the ballgame with those 4 fouls. Boyd's going to take over the point. He'll have Vereen, the big guy, all the way out on top. Boyd, long three, no good. It's a 2. They're going to signal he was standing on the line. But Boyd goes downhill to get a couple of Lake Barkley CrossFit free throws. We talked about this early, Bob, when Cole struggled in that first quarter. Free throws could come down to be big in this one.
They're
Cole on
huge.
a little bit better run right now. Boyd will get a couple of tries. First one, good. Enhancing athletic performance locally since 2014. That's Lake Barkley CrossFit. Boyd with his second. Good, nothing but net, 53-50. And the Tigers back where they were at halftime, down by 3. Clarksville brings it up with Jackson at the point. Curled by Harris. Harris gets the ball guarded by Fralix. Wants to take the lane. Kicks it back to Jackson. Three-point attempt, top of the key, good. That with a hand in his face. Jackson doubles the lead, 56-50.
Clarksville's 5th three-pointer of the second half, 3 in the first half. They have 8 here in the game.
Trip Branch wanted to drive baseline, gets it over to Boyd for 3. Off the back of the rim, no good. Jackson had the rebound, knocked away by Davis. Ball out of bounds, and it's going to be Caldwell County basketball as Jackson tried to slam it back in off of Davis, hit the baseline instead. And the Tigers will have it on their own baseline. Davis in the corner. Gets it all the way out to Boyd. Boyd fouled out front by Vereen. And the Tigers will go to the line for the 1-and-1.
Number 9, the next one is a double bonus for the Tigers.
So still 5:28 left in the ball game, and a lot of times to go to the free throw line if you're the Tigers. Boyd's free throw good. He'll get the bonus Lake Barkley CrossFit free throw. Boyd shot, good. Oh, well, much better in the second half from the line. Timeout, 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Timeout brought to you by Rousseau Law, located in downtown Princeton, ready to serve all of your legal needs. Resetting the game clock. It's 5:28 left in the ball game. Clarksville leads 56-52. Caldwell has trailed by as many as, I think it was 9. Am I right? I don't think it got to double figures.
I'm not sure it got to double digits either, Dennis, but at least 9 on one, maybe two occasions.
So the Tigers have battled back both times. They trailed only by 3 at the half. And we've seen Caldwell go on a little bit of a run 2 or 3 times tonight. That's going to have to happen here in the next 5:28. But a great showing so far by the Tigers. Clarksville inbounds, bringing it to length of the court. Jackson at the point. Boyd's picked up the point all night defensively for the Tigers.
Crazies are beginning to get into it.
Jackson guarded heavily out front. Can't leave him very open because he has hit some threes. Puts a layup up, no good, rolls off the board. Darian Boyd with the rebound. Boyd sees an opening, puts it down, gets the pass back as it actually went off of Felix, bounced right back to him. Puts the short jumper up. 2-point ball game. Jackson to Miller. They work it back to Jackson, back over to Miller. TJ Ray on Miller. Clarksville's tried to take advantage of that one all night. Shot no good. Trip Branch comes up with the rebound. Gets it over to Davis. Caldwell County with a chance to tie or take the lead. Boyd's going to try for the lead. Three-pointer no good. Fralix underneath. And they're going to call jump ball. Good position by Caden Fralix.
Just a lot of hustle by Caden to fight for that ball.
I thought they might get Clarksville over the back, but did not. It's going to be Clarksville Northeast basketball with 4:23 to go in the ball game and a 2-point lead for the Eagles. Bob, these last 3 games have been something in this West Kentucky Hoops Classic.
Barn burners.
2 1-point ball games before this one. Right now, 2-point game as Clarksville gets set after they wipe the perspiration up to bring this one up the court.
I don't know why you don't get down on the floor and do it the old-fashioned housewife wise.
Or why do we not get the sticks with the
or that
the
or
scrubbers
something
that every
like that?
team
I mean,
in college basketball has?
You can't move that towel with your foot.
No, they can't cost that much that we can't fit it into a budget for a West Kentucky Hoops Classic. Clarksville works it around. Davis guarding Bussey. Back out to Miller. TJ Ray doing a really nice job on Miller. Miller with the three, no good. Clarksville's Alexander with the rebound up and in. Lead back out to 4 as we are halfway through the fourth quarter. Davis gets it over to Freliks, right wing. Freliks back to Branch. Kicks it over to Davis. Davis had baseline, turns it down. Back to Freliks on the right wing. Freliks gets it to Branch. Inside the three-point line, good. Some contact after the play, but not called. Trip Branch with the bucket. And the lead back to 2. Jackson the other way. Shot up, no good. Darian Boyd with the rebound. Caldwell County with a chance for the lead. And Davis is going to get called for steps as he wanted to drive that baseline. So turnover gives it back to Clarksville. Coach K smiling on the sideline, having a ball with this game. Jackson brings it across half court, met by Darian Boyd. Pass up high, controlled by Alexander, gets it back to Jackson. Caldwell switches off. Now Boyd takes Jackson back. Jackson thought about the three, drops it inside all alone. Is number 15, Tamario Vereen. 60-56, Clarksville. Freliks with the ball on the left wing, gets it to Branch, top of the key to Davis. Davis over to Ray, back to Davis. Boyd comes out to set the pick, actually took the pass from Davis. He'll put it back to Freliks. Freliks down the lane, spin move up off the board, no good. Rebound comes down to Vereen for Clarksville. Jackson brings it up the left side, dumps it in to Alexander. Easy bucket for Alexander. And the lead back out to 6 for Clarksville Northeast. Boyd into the corner to Ray, back to Boyd. Thought about the long three from the sideline, gets it back to Branch. Branch will go three, top of the key, off the front of the rim, no good. Miller with the rebound. And Boyd's going to pick up the foul, I think, as Miller actually slipped, had a little contact from Boyd after the slip. He hits the deck, and the foul will be called. Only the 5th foul of the half on Caldwell County. Boyd second, 5 on Caldwell. And Bob, the officials want a fresh towel. There are improvements. It's not like the peach basket days. We can't get a.
We won't have to mop the court tonight. They've been all over it with the towel.
Clarksville inbounds in front of the Crazies. 2 minutes to go in the ball game. Jackson approaches Boyd. They get it to Miller. Miller wanting to work on Ray. Ray's going to be called for the hand check. Got to give some credit to TJ Ray, Bob. He's come in and given good minutes, guarded Miller. Clarksville's tried to go to Miller on the mismatch ever since TJ came in. And Ray holding his own against Miller. Shot up on the inbounds play by Alexander. And it's back out to 8 for Clarksville. 4-point run by Clarksville has doubled their lead. Boyd, left-hand layup, no good. Gets his own rebound, goes up off the board. Farmer's bank shot up and in. Darian Boyd, the lead's down to 6. With 1:31 left in the ball game. Timeout on the floor. We'll take 30 seconds. You're listening to Tiger Basketball on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
And you may not notice until you hear the difference.
At Audubell, we fix broken ears. If you're dealing with hearing loss, or if you're not happy with your current hearing aid, come experience the Audubell difference. I'm Donnie Baker, helping you hear well at Otta Bell.
And for a limited time, mention this ad and get an extra year of batteries for free. Only at Audubell, with hearing centers in Paducah, Murray, and Princeton. Call Audubell for your free hearing test. 554-1900.
Back to Tiger Sports on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
Welcome back to the Cab. Game coming down to the finish here. 1 minute, 31 seconds remaining to be played in the game. Caldwell County just having cut an 8-point lead down to 6. Clarksville Northeast inbounded at the backcourt to bring it the length of the floor. Down, Caldwell County down 64-58. And for the call here in the final 1 minute, 31 seconds of the game is Tiger sportscaster Dennis Stevens.
Thank you, Bob. 1:31, like you said, left in the ball game. Caldwell still within striking distance. 2-possession ball game. As Vereen will inbound for the Eagles.
Caldwell County will press.
They get it into Jackson. Quick trip down the court. Jackson on Ray. Shot up and in. Press didn't really pay off for the Tigers as the lead's back to 8. Caldwell's going to have to hurry and score something quickly. Boyd, 3 from the right wing. In and out. Bounces up and controlled by Harris. Harris to Vereen. Back up to Jackson. Caldwell's going to have to foul. They get the steal, though. Davis with the steal goes up. Left hand up and in off the board. 66-60, under a minute to go. Foul on the play on the inbounds pass. And it's going to be a 1-and-1 for Clarksville. I think it's Jackson going to the line. Boyd's third foul. 54.5 seconds remaining in this one. Jackson tries to make it a 3-possession ball game.
Jackson 1 out of 2 tonight. Make
Up
it
and
2
in.
out of 3.
So Jackson gets the bonus. This one rolls, gets the shooter's roll in, 68-60. Boyd brings it up for Caldwell. Kicks it back to Fralix. Fralix takes a bump, has it stolen away. And it's Jackson with the steal, and he'll go back to the line. Foul's going to be on number 20, Davis. So Jackson right back to the free throw line with 45.8 seconds left. Shot up and in. He can give Clarksville their first double-digit lead of the night. This one rolls out. Branch with the rebound, gets it to Davis. Caldwell has to hurry. 3-possession ball game. Ray in the corner, back to Davis. Somebody's got to launch one. Needs some points quickly. Gets it to Boyd. Boyd steps back. Now decides to take it to the lane. Kicks it over to Fralix for the 3. No good. Rebound loose. And the outlet on the rebound comes right down to Jackson on a sprint. And that one's up and in. That seals it for Clarksville, 71-60. Boyd takes it to the lane. Shot up off the board, good. 13.4 seconds. Timeout called by Caldwell County. See if it's a full or a 30. It is a full, so we'll take 30 seconds. You're listening to Tiger Basketball on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
With First Southern National Bank, and I'm ready to service your next loan. Whether you're wanting to build your first home, buy an investment property, or add square footage for your growing family, we can tailor a solution just for you. Stop by my office at 101 West Washington Street in Princeton, or give me a call at 270-365-3545 to apply today. First Southern National Bank, Equal Housing Lender, Federal Registry 409424, NMLS 1002990.
Back to Tiger Sports on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
And we're welcome back here game, the 9 seconds just run off the clock. Caldwell County losing here 71-62.
And Bob, a great job by the Tigers. Now, they kept this one close. Clarksville able to pull away really in the last 2 minutes and 2 seconds of this ball game. As Caldwell tied it several times here in the second half, actually had to lead by 1 a couple of times. So Caldwell goes 2-1 in the Hoops Classic. Ty Jackson gets the player of the game for Clarksville Northeast. Being presented the game, the award by a couple of people close to your heart, Bob. Darian Boyd with the Caldwell County player of the game, presented by Bob's 2 granddaughters and wife, Pat. A nice ending to a long 2 days of basketball here. And I'm sure you'll have that photo in your phone before too awfully long. Good job by the grandkids and good job by the Tigers tonight to put up a great battle against a very quick and very tall Clarksville Northeast squad. Caldwell not able to pull it out though as they fall 71-62. This is the Trilogy Performance Sports postgame show, brought to you by Trilogy Performance Sports, where they offer fitness training, sports training, gymnastics, and kickboxing, just to name a few. They are open Monday through Saturday, 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. First visit's always free. And they say come in to Trilogy and be better than you used to be. Bob, 14 games in 2 days. Just a lot of fun here. A great tournament put on. We're glad we got to talk to tournament organizer Tori Hammett, who said that he is already at the end of this one. Tomorrow he'll start working on next year's edition. But done a wonderful job this year bringing in some quality teams. Said he's already put the invitation back out to the Webb School to come back next year because most of their top players were juniors. So
it was a fantastic undertaking. A fantastic undertaking.
So the field already kind of being set. You know, Caldwell Tigers and Lady Tigers will be in for some action again next year. Webb School with the invitation.
And before we get off tonight, Dennis, we want to tell about our schedule next week.
Okay.
We're through the rest of this week, but next week we get into action again.
Yeah, I don't think I have about a quarter and a half left of voice tonight, so I'm kind of glad that we don't have any more this week, but it's not like it's going to end after this one tonight. There's a lot of basketball coming up on WPKY. As Bob totals the stats up, we'll take a look at some of that as we wait on Coach Kukihiko also. Our next game is going to be on Thursday, January 3rd. We'll go to Dawson Springs. That's a girls' game at Dawson on January 3rd. It'll start at 6 o'clock. We'll be on the air at 5:45 because Dawson's girls play varsity first because a lot of those kids play varsity and JV. So we'll be on Thursday, January 3rd, right back in action on Friday, January 4th, as the boys will take on Dawson Springs. And that will be here at the Cab. Bob, you're being flagged down here by someone. So the boys will also take on Dawson when we return. That'll be here at the Cab, 7:30 tip-off, and we'll be on the air for that one at 7:15. And we're still working out some details on the girls do play at Hopkins Central on Saturday the 5th, so we'll check that one out, see if that one's going to be part of our coverage also. If it is, we'll come up and make that announcement also. Scott Brown's done a wonderful job this couple of days, Bob. Thank you, with providing us with stats.
He's done a fabulous job, and we're getting spoiled by this, Dennis. And when Coach K, if he does come up, your voice is beginning to slide.
Yeah, I think I'll let you have Coach K on the interview.
I'll take Coach K, and I'll go over into the scoring right now. Caldwell County in the second half, in the third quarter, outscored by 6 points, outscored 20-14. In the fourth quarter, both teams put up 22 points in the fourth quarter. So a really entertaining second half here tonight to finish up this 14-game tournament and a tremendous, well-run basketball tournament by Torrey and the people that surround Torrey to make this all happen. We're just glad to be a little minor part of it. Tigers losing tonight here 71-62. Leading the Tigers tonight in scoring is Darian Boyd with 27 points at 9 in the first half, 18 in the second half. Following up, Trent Branch with 11 points, 6 in the first half and 5 in the second half. 7 points for John Davis, all his points coming in the second half. 4 points for Caden Fralix, 2 in each half. 4 points for TJ Ray on a nice effort tonight. TJ gave the team with 1 3-pointer and 1 out of 1 from the charity stripe. 2 points for Cole Smiley on a first half field goal and 2 points for Darius Riley on a first half field goal. Total of 62 points for the Tigers. For Clarksville Northeast, they have 3 men in double figures, led by Ty Jackson with 20 points, 5 in the first half, 15 in the second half. 16 points for Jalen Miller. He had 8 in each half. He had 4 threes tonight, and that was one of the undoings for the Tigers tonight. The Tigers giving up 8 3-pointers tonight. So 13 points for Josh Alexander, 3 in the first half, 10 in the second half. 7 points for Jontavius Harris, 4 points first half, 3 points second half. 6 points for Tamario Vereen, 2 in the first half, 4 in the second half. 6 for Malik Hellman, 4 first half, 2 second half. And 3 by Jalen Bussey, that coming on a first half 3-pointer. Total of 71 points for the Clarksville Northeast Eagles. Looking at the stats here, Clarksville shooting 12 out of 27 tonight, 44.3, shooting 3 out of 11. Excuse me, I have the wrong, I've got the halftime stats here. Clarksville shooting 28 out of 53 for 52.8%, and of that, 8 out of 21 from three-point land for 38%, nearly 40%. And they were shooting at the free throw line for the game 7 out of 11. For the Tigers shot 23 out of 49 tonight from the floor, 46.9%. 5 out of 19. If we could have gotten 2 or 3 or more of those threes to have gone, it would have been a much closer contest. Tigers 11 out of 17 from the free throw line, making a big recovery from the first half when we were only 1 out of 4. So again, rebounds for the Tigers tonight. Tigers out-rebounded by 32-26 by Clarksville. Darian Boyd leads the rebounding effort for the Tigers tonight with 11, 5 by Trent Branch, 3 each by Jamarius Blaine. And for Clarksville Northeast, they had several. They had 1 with 8, a couple with 6. So their ability to rebound the basketball and limit our shots, if you will, to just 1 shot proved huge tonight. 7 turnovers for Clarksville Northeast, and as fast-paced as this game was, the Tigers only turned it over 8 times. So, a lot to be positives Dennis taken out of this game. We're not sure whether Coach K is going to come or not. He's probably obviously talking to his players, but I don't think I certainly don't think we need to hang our heads. We played well. Clarksville again hot from three-point land.
See some of the players coming out, but you're right, Bob. I'm not sure if I'm turned up. It's turned up. Yeah, you're right. I think they've got a lot of positives in this ball game tonight, Bob. The turnovers against a very quick team were in single digits. That was good. The threes just weren't falling. You get a couple of those to go, and it's a different ball game coming down the stretch as Clarksville ends up winning by 9. But a couple of those threes fall, you're looking at a game where free throws were going to make a big decision on this outcome. You look at the play of a kid coming in like TJ Ray. He came in against a much outsized opponent. He gave up at least 4 or 5 inches to the guy on him. The guy kept trying. They kept trying to work the ball to the kid Miller that was being guarded by TJ. TJ held his own in there, didn't give up any ground. Miller, in fact, picked up 4 fouls trying to stay with TJ. So that's a positive there because you're going to be able to let TJ take that experience into district play and maybe play a bigger role than what it did tonight in this classic game.
You think his role definitely changed tonight by him being in there for practically. Let's see how many minutes TJ had. Almost 10 minutes of play tonight, and I don't know whether he got in the first half or not. So most of that came in the second half. Again, with the tenacity on the floor by Clarksville Northeast, they hit 8 out of 21 from threes if they only hit 6, which is a really good night for a high school team. We hit 2 more. That does it. That puts us in the command, if you will. But
Right.
but you know, it's what ifs and what ifs and what ifs and that. But to lose it by 9 points here is certainly not devastating by any stretch.
And Bob, I still don't see Coach K coming out, so you can make the call whether we want to hang around here or whether we need to wrap this on up.
I think we probably
we're
need
approaching
to.
the 11 o'clock hour.
Yeah, I think we probably need to wrap it up. He's probably thinking of that same thing, the lateness of the game, and he would have made the effort earlier to have been out. So
he's always good about coming up and talking to us
absolutely.
when he can. So
yes,
that's probably a good idea. We'll wrap up this edition of the Trilogy Performance Sports Postgame Show. A great 2 days of basketball at the West Kentucky Hoops Classic. Looking forward to it again next year. Tori Hammett's on it right now, getting things lined up. So a great time with you guys for 5 games in 2 days. John Miller did a great job on computer and getting the live stream going. I don't think I could do game 6 with a.
We're going to take off tomorrow, Dennis. you need the time off.
So a little voice about to go here. We appreciate Todd Griffin coming up and talking to us for a while and having us on the sports report or the sideline report on Thursday to get us all started, kind of kicked us off for this 2 days of basketball. But we'll be in action next Thursday night from Dawson. We'll be on the air at 5:45. Lady Tigers, Lady Panthers. Hope you'll join us for that. So for John Miller and Bob Hayes, I'm Dennis Stevens. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next Thursday from Dawson.
Your home for Tiger Sports, 1580, 103.3 WPKY and WPKYonline.com.